What would really happen if you stopped eating after 6 p.m. every day for 30 days? At first, most people think the answer is simple. You eat less food at night, you reduce calories, and maybe you lose a little weight. But inside your body, the story is much deeper than that. Because your body does not only respond to what you eat, it also responds to when you eat. Every meal is a signal. Every snack is a signal. Every late-night bite tells your body that digestion, blood sugar control, insulin release, and energy storage still need to stay active. So when you suddenly stop eating after 6 p.m., you are not just removing food from your evening. You are changing the rhythm of your entire internal system. For many people, nighttime is when the most mindless eating happens. Not because the body truly needs energy, but because the brain is tired, stressed, bored, or searching for comfort. A small snack becomes a dessert. A dessert becomes chips. Chips become a sugary drink. And before sleep, the body receives another wave of glucose, insulin, and digestive work. But what if, for 30 days, that signal stopped? What if after 6 p.m., there were no snacks, no desserts, no sugary drinks, no late-night meals, and no emotional eating in front of a screen? What if your body finally had a clear message that the eating window was closed and the recovery window had begun? Many people believe that eating after 6 p.m. automatically turns into fat. That is not completely true. Food does not magically become fat just because the clock passes a certain hour. Your body stores fat when total energy intake, hormone signals, insulin levels, sleep quality, activity level, and metabolic health create a storage environment. So the clock alone is not the enemy. Another common myth is that only calories matter. Calories do matter, but they are not the whole story. The timing of food can affect blood sugar, insulin, hunger hormones, digestion, sleep, cravings, and the way your body handles energy overnight. Two people can eat similar calories, but if one keeps eating late into the night while the other gives the body a longer overnight break, their internal metabolic signals may be very different. There is also a myth that stopping eating after 6 p.m. is the same as extreme fasting. But for most people, it is not extreme at all. It is a mild form of time-restricted eating. You are not starving your body. You are simply creating a clearer boundary between the time for digestion and the time for rest. And that boundary matters because the human body has a biological rhythm. During the day, your body is generally more prepared to digest food, move, think, and use energy. At night, it slowly shifts toward repair, hormone regulation, sleep preparation, and recovery. When you eat late, you may be asking your body to digest when it is trying to slow down. So the real question is not just, will I lose weight if I stop eating after 6 p.m.? The real question is, what happens inside your blood sugar system, liver, gut, brain, fat cells, sleep hormones, and metabolism when you repeat this habit for 30 days? That is where the science becomes interesting. When you stop eating after 6 p.m., nothing magical happens at exactly 6:01. Your body does not suddenly switch from fat storage to fat burning in one instant. Instead, a series of biological changes begins gradually, almost like dimming the lights in a house at night. One system slows down, another system becomes quieter, and your body starts moving from digestion toward recovery. The first important system involved is your circadian rhythm. This is your internal biological clock, and it affects far more than sleep. It helps regulate body temperature, hormone release, digestion, blood sugar control, hunger patterns, and energy metabolism. In simple terms, your body does not process food exactly the same way at 8 a.m., 1 p.m., and 10 p.m. During the daytime, your body is generally more prepared to handle food. You are exposed to light, you move more, your muscles are more active, and your digestive system is more alert. Your body expects energy to come in and be used. But as evening arrives, your biology slowly changes. Melatonin begins to rise. The nervous system starts preparing for rest. Digestion naturally slows, and the body gradually shifts toward repair. This is why late-night eating can sometimes create a confusing signal. Your brain and sleep system are preparing to slow down, but your stomach, pancreas, liver, and intestines suddenly receive food and must go back to work. Instead of moving smoothly toward rest, your body has to manage glucose, release insulin, digest food, and process incoming energy. The second major switch involves blood sugar and insulin. Every time you eat, especially foods containing carbohydrates or sugar, glucose enters your bloodstream. In response, the pancreas releases insulin to help move that glucose into cells. This is normal and necessary. Insulin is not bad. Without insulin, your body could not properly use food for energy. But when eating continues late into the night, insulin may stay elevated for longer. And when insulin is elevated, the body is usually focused on storing and using incoming energy, not releasing stored energy. Fat breakdown becomes harder when insulin is constantly being stimulated. So when you stop eating after 6 p.m., you reduce the chance of late-night blood sugar spikes. With no extra snacks, desserts, or sugary drinks coming in, glucose gradually declines. Insulin has more time to fall. And as insulin becomes lower overnight, your body can spend more time in a state where stored energy becomes easier to access. Again, this does not mean your body instantly burns belly fat the moment dinner ends. It means you are creating a better hormonal environment. You are giving your body more uninterrupted hours without incoming food signals. The third important change is digestive rest. Digestion takes work. Your stomach has to break down food. Your pancreas has to release digestive enzymes and insulin. Your liver has to process nutrients. Your intestines have to absorb and move food forward. If you keep eating late, this whole system stays active when it should be slowing down. Stopping food earlier gives your digestive system time to calm down before sleep. For some people, this may mean less nighttime fullness, less bloating, fewer reflux symptoms, and a lighter feeling in the morning. It may also make sleep feel deeper because the body is not trying to handle a heavy meal while lying down. The fourth change is the beginning of a better fat-burning environment. After several hours without food, your body first uses the glucose circulating in your blood. Then it relies more on stored glycogen, which is stored carbohydrate mainly kept in the liver and muscles. As the fasting window becomes longer, and as insulin remains lower, fat metabolism becomes more available. This is not an extreme fasting state. It is a gentle, overnight metabolic shift, and if you repeat it for 30 days, your body begins learning a new rhythm. Evening no longer means constant snacking. Night no longer means repeated glucose spikes. Sleep no longer begins with a full digestive workload. Instead, your body receives a more consistent signal. Daytime is for eating and activity. Nighttime is for rest and repair. Now that we understand the biology, let's follow what actually happens from the first night to the end of 30 days. During the first few days after you stop eating after 6 p.m., the biggest battle is often not happening in your stomach. It is happening in your brain. On day 1, your body may still expect the same evening routine it has followed for months or years. Maybe you usually snack while watching TV. Maybe you usually have something sweet after dinner. Maybe you tell yourself you are only going to take one small bite, but that bite turns into a full snack. So when 6 p.m. arrives and the eating window closes, your brain may immediately notice the missing pattern. This does not always mean your body truly needs food. Sometimes the sensation feels like hunger, but it is actually habit. Your brain has connected nighttime with reward, comfort, relaxation, and emotional relief. Food becomes part of the evening signal, so when you remove it, the brain pushes back. During days 1 to 3, you may experience hunger waves, cravings, irritability, or constant thoughts about snacks. You may suddenly remember every food in your kitchen. You may feel like you are missing something, even if you ate enough dinner. This is normal, because your brain is learning that the old reward loop is no longer available. The important thing to understand is that hunger often comes in waves. It rises, peaks, and then fades. If you can wait through the wave, drink water, take a short walk, brush your teeth, or move into a different evening routine, the craving may become weaker. By days 4 to 7, your body may begin adjusting to the new rhythm. The evening no longer brings repeated food signals. Your blood sugar may become more stable overnight, because there are no late-night snacks causing extra glucose spikes. Insulin has more time to decline. Your digestive system has more time to slow down before sleep. Some people start noticing small changes during this period. They may wake up feeling slightly lighter. Their stomach may feel less bloated in the morning. They may feel less heavy before bed. Their sleep may begin to feel more restful, especially if they previously ate large meals or sugary snacks late at night. But this is also the stage where many people make a mistake. They start thinking, I have been good all evening, so I can eat more before 6 p.m. Then dinner becomes too large, too sugary, or too heavy. This can make the night harder because a big meal may still keep digestion active for hours. The goal is not to overload the body before the cutoff. The goal is to create a balanced evening meal that supports the fasting window. During week 2, your digestive rhythm may become more predictable. Your stomach and gut begin learning the new pattern. Instead of expecting food late at night, the body starts preparing for rest earlier. This may reduce nighttime fullness, acid reflux, bloating, or the uncomfortable feeling of going to bed with a heavy stomach. This stage is also important for sleep. When you sleep better, your metabolism often works better. Poor sleep can affect hunger hormones, increase cravings, reduce insulin sensitivity, and make the next day's appetite harder to control. So when stopping food after 6 p.m. improves sleep, it may indirectly support fat loss by improving the hormonal environment that controls hunger and energy use. By week 3, another important process may become more noticeable: metabolic flexibility. Metabolic flexibility is your body's ability to switch between using incoming food energy and stored energy. When you eat frequently from early morning until late night, the body spends much of the day processing new energy. There is less time when insulin is low, and stored energy can become more available. But when you stop eating after 6 p.m., the overnight fasting window becomes longer. Your body has more practice moving from glucose use to glycogen use, and eventually toward greater fat use. This does not mean you are burning only fat all night. Human metabolism is always using a mixture of fuels, but the longer food-free window can help train your body to become more comfortable using stored fuel. By week 4, after nearly 30 days, the changes may start appearing in daily life. Some people notice reduced late-night cravings. The snack habit becomes weaker. The kitchen feels less tempting. The brain no longer expects dessert every night. Others notice better morning clarity, more stable energy, less bloating, or a smaller waist. Some may lose weight, but the scale is not the only sign of change. Waist size, sleep quality, appetite control, blood sugar stability, and energy levels may tell a deeper story. However, results depend on the full lifestyle. If someone stops eating after 6 p.m. but eats ultra-processed foods all day, drinks sugary beverages, sleeps poorly, and stays inactive, the results may be limited. But if this habit is combined with enough protein, whole foods, walking, hydration, and good sleep, the effect can be much stronger. Stopping eating after 6 p.m. is not magic. It is structure. It gives your body a daily rhythm. It reduces late-night food signals. It creates more time for insulin to fall, digestion to rest, and stored energy to become more accessible. And after 30 days, the most important transformation may not be what you lost. It may be what you regained: control over your evenings, control over cravings, and a more stable internal rhythm. But these changes do not happen in only one place. Different organs respond in different ways, and each organ plays a unique role in how your body adapts to this new eating pattern. When you stop eating after 6 p.m. for 30 days, the effects do not happen in only one area of the body. This habit creates a different rhythm across several organs at the same time. Your brain, liver, pancreas, gut, fat cells, and sleep system all respond to the simple fact that food signals are no longer arriving late into the night. The first organ to understand is the brain. For many people, the brain is the hardest part of this habit to retrain. Late-night eating is often not driven by true physical hunger. It is driven by reward, habit, comfort, stress, and routine. After a long day, the brain wants something easy and pleasurable. That is why sweet snacks, salty chips, desserts, and late-night meals feel so powerful. They give the brain a quick reward signal. But when you stop eating after 6 p.m., you interrupt this reward loop. At first, the brain may resist. It may create cravings. It may tell you that you need a snack to relax. It may make food thoughts feel louder than usual. But after repeated practice, the brain begins learning a new pattern. Evening no longer automatically means food. Relaxation no longer has to come from sugar or snacks. Over time, this can help reduce emotional eating and improve control over cravings. Next is the liver. The liver is one of the most important organs for overnight metabolism. It stores glycogen, helps regulate blood sugar, processes nutrients, and manages the balance between incoming energy and stored energy. When you eat late at night, the liver must continue processing nutrients during a time when the body should be moving toward rest. But when food stops earlier, the liver has more time to shift away from processing incoming meals and toward managing stored fuel. During the night, your liver helps keep blood sugar stable while you sleep. If your evening eating window is cleaner and earlier, the liver may have a more predictable job. Instead of dealing with late glucose spikes, alcohol, desserts, or heavy meals, it can gradually regulate stored energy through the overnight fasting window. Now let's look at the pancreas. The pancreas releases insulin when blood sugar rises. Every late-night snack that contains carbohydrates or sugar can create another demand for insulin. This does not mean insulin is bad. Insulin is necessary. But repeated nighttime insulin stimulation may keep the body in a more fed, storage-focused state. When you stop eating after 6 p.m., the pancreas may receive fewer nighttime demands. Less late-night food means fewer late-night blood sugar rises. Over time, this may support a healthier rhythm of insulin release, especially when combined with better food quality and regular movement. The gut also responds strongly. Your digestive system is not designed to work at full speed all night. The gut has its own rhythm. It digests, absorbs, moves food, communicates with gut bacteria, and sends signals to the brain and immune system. When eating continues late, the gut remains active close to bedtime. This can contribute to bloating, heaviness, reflux, or uncomfortable sleep for some people. But when eating stops earlier, the gut has more time to slow down. Food can move through the digestive system before sleep, and the body may enter the night feeling lighter. This digestive rest may also support a more predictable morning appetite. Instead of waking up heavy, puffy, or still full from the night before, some people wake up feeling clearer and more ready for a normal breakfast or morning routine. Fat cells also respond to this new pattern. Fat cells are not just passive storage containers. They respond to hormones, inflammation, sleep quality, and insulin levels. When insulin is frequently elevated, fat storage becomes easier, and fat release becomes harder. When insulin has more time to decline, the body has more opportunity to access stored energy. This matters especially for visceral fat, the deeper fat stored around the organs. Visceral fat is highly connected to insulin resistance, inflammation, and poor metabolic health. Stopping eating after 6 p.m. does not melt visceral fat by itself, but it may help create an internal environment where visceral fat becomes easier to reduce, especially when paired with walking, protein-rich meals, strength training, and good sleep. Finally, there is the sleep system. Sleep is one of the most powerful regulators of metabolism. When sleep is poor, hunger hormones can become disrupted. Ghrelin, the hormone that increases hunger, may rise. Leptin, the hormone that helps signal fullness, may become less effective. Cortisol may become harder to regulate. Insulin sensitivity may also worsen. Late eating can affect sleep for some people because digestion remains active when the body is trying to recover. But when food stops earlier, the body may enter sleep with less digestive workload. Better sleep can then support better hormone balance, better appetite control, better glucose regulation, and better cellular repair. This is why the benefits of stopping eating after 6 p.m. can go far beyond calories. You are not only changing how much food enters your body, you are changing when your organs work, when they rest, and how they communicate overnight. And these internal changes explain why many people experience real-life benefits that go beyond the scale. After 30 days of stopping food after 6 p.m., many people expect the biggest change to be weight loss. And for some people, yes, the scale may move. But the more important changes often show up in daily life before they show up dramatically on the scale. One of the first benefits many people notice is better blood sugar control. When you remove late-night snacks, desserts, and sugary drinks, your body receives fewer glucose spikes during the evening. This gives insulin more time to decline before sleep. Instead of going to bed while your body is still trying to process a wave of sugar or carbohydrates, your system can gradually settle into a more stable overnight rhythm. This can make the next morning feel different. Some people wake up feeling lighter, clearer, and less sluggish. Others notice fewer energy crashes during the day because the previous night did not overload their blood sugar system. Another real-life benefit is reduced late-night cravings. At first, cravings may feel stronger because the brain is used to receiving food at night. But after repeated practice, the craving loop can weaken. The brain begins to understand that evening relaxation does not require snacks. The kitchen becomes less tempting. The automatic habit of looking for food after dinner begins to fade. This is powerful because many people do not gain weight from one big meal. They gain weight from small, repeated patterns that happen every night without much awareness. A handful of chips, a cookie, a sugary drink, a second dessert. These small habits can quietly add up over months and years. Stopping eating after 6 p.m. creates a clear boundary. And for many people, that boundary makes calorie control easier without needing to count every bite. Sleep may also improve. When you stop eating earlier, your digestive system has more time to slow down before bedtime. Your body does not have to work as hard breaking down food while you are trying to sleep. For some people, this can reduce nighttime fullness, reflux, bloating, and restlessness. And when sleep improves, metabolism often improves with it. Better sleep can support healthier hunger hormones, better insulin sensitivity, more stable energy, and stronger recovery. Another benefit is less bloating. Late-night eating can leave food sitting in the stomach and intestines close to bedtime. When you lie down, digestion may feel heavier and slower. But when eating stops earlier, the body has more time to move food through the digestive system before sleep. This can make the abdomen feel flatter in the morning, even before true fat loss occurs. This habit may also support visceral fat reduction, but only when combined with the right lifestyle. Visceral fat is strongly connected to insulin resistance, inflammation, poor sleep, and excess energy intake. Stopping food after 6 p.m. may improve some of these signals, but it is not magic. It works best when your meals are rich in protein, fiber, and whole foods, and when you also move your body regularly. But there are common mistakes that can ruin the results. The first mistake is eating too much before 6 p.m. Some people panic because they know they will not eat later, so they overload dinner. They eat larger portions, more desserts, or more processed foods. This can cancel the benefit because the body still receives too much energy before the cutoff. The second mistake is eating too little protein. If dinner is mostly refined carbohydrates, you may feel hungry again quickly. Protein helps you feel full longer and supports muscle maintenance, which is important for metabolism. The third mistake is drinking calories after 6 p.m. Many people stop eating food, but still drink juice, alcohol, sweet tea, soda, or sugary coffee. These drinks can still raise blood sugar and insulin, even if they do not feel like food. The fourth mistake is staying awake too late. The longer you stay up, the more likely cravings become. A 6 p.m. cutoff is much easier when your evening routine supports sleep instead of fighting it. The final mistake is treating this habit like punishment. Stopping eating after 6 p.m. should not feel like suffering. It should feel like structure. The goal is not to starve yourself. The goal is to give your body a clear rhythm. Eat during the active part of the day, then allow the night to become a time for rest, repair, and recovery. So how do you apply this method correctly for 30 days without feeling miserable? If you want to stop eating after 6 p.m. for 30 days, the goal is not to suffer through hunger every night. The goal is to design your evening in a way that makes the habit easier, more stable, and more effective. The first step is to eat a complete dinner. If your dinner is too small, too low in protein, or mostly made of refined carbohydrates, you may feel hungry again very quickly. A better dinner should include enough protein, fiber, healthy fats, and, if needed, slow digesting carbohydrates. This kind of meal gives your body steady energy and helps reduce late-night cravings. For example, instead of eating only bread, noodles, or a small salad, your dinner should contain a clear protein source, such as eggs, fish, chicken, tofu, Greek yogurt, beans, or lean meat. Add vegetables for fiber, and include healthy fats or complex carbohydrates if they fit your needs. The goal is to finish dinner feeling satisfied, not stuffed. The second step is to set a clear food cutoff. After 6 p.m., avoid snacks, desserts, sugary drinks, alcohol, late-night meals, and small bites that slowly turn into full eating episodes. Many people do not realize how often they break their fasting window with just one taste. But to the body, even a small sugary snack is still a signal that digestion and insulin activity need to restart. Water, plain sparkling water, or unsweetened tea can usually fit into this habit because they do not send the same blood sugar signal as food or sweet drinks. The third step is to create a new night routine. If your old routine was eating while watching TV, scrolling your phone, or working late, your brain will keep asking for food. You need a replacement signal: a short walk after dinner, stretching, taking a shower, preparing clothes for tomorrow, reading, brushing your teeth early, or dimming the lights can all tell your brain that eating is finished and the body is preparing for rest. The fourth step is to sleep earlier. A 6 p.m. cutoff becomes much harder when you stay awake until midnight or 1 a.m. The longer you stay awake, the more hunger and cravings have time to return. Earlier sleep helps protect the fasting window and supports the hormones that regulate appetite, blood sugar, and recovery. The fifth step is to track more than weight. For 30 days, pay attention to your morning energy, cravings, bloating, sleep quality, waist size, mood, and hunger patterns. The scale can be useful, but it does not show every internal change. Sometimes your body is improving blood sugar control, digestion, and appetite regulation before large visible changes appear. So what really happens when you stop eating after 6 p.m. for 30 days? You may reduce nighttime blood sugar spikes. You may lower evening insulin demand. Your digestive system may get more rest before sleep. Your cravings may become weaker. Your sleep may improve. Your body may become better at using stored energy overnight. And if this habit is combined with better nutrition and regular movement, it may help create a healthier internal environment for reducing visceral fat. But remember, this habit is not magic. It is not starvation. And it is not about fearing food after sunset. It is a repeated biological signal. It tells your body when to digest, when to slow down, when to rest, and when to repair. Over time, that rhythm can change not only your evenings, but also your energy, appetite, sleep, metabolism, and long-term health. If you found this video helpful, subscribe for more science-based explanations about fasting, walking, metabolism, blood sugar, visceral fat, and healthy aging. And comment below, would stopping eating after 6 p.m. be easy or difficult for you?